Hey guys, Coach Nick here with CrossFit Invictus. Today I'm going to run you guys through a daily mobility routine called controlled articular rotations, or CARs. What I want you guys to be aware of is we're trying to move every joint we have to the biggest range you possibly have and make it so it's only that joint and not have any like auxiliary compensation patterns or improper coupling patterns. So I like to start with my neck. So I want to create irradiation through my body so keep everything tight. I'm going to start to go with my neck. So I'm going to tuck my chin back, tuck my chin to my chest, and make the biggest circle I can make. Moving my chin over my shoulder, dropping my ear down, rolling up and around, looking to the ceiling, starting to rotate my ear back down and my chin to my other shoulder, and rolling back down. So some big things we want to be aware of is like not letting the shoulder come up, not rotating with it, but making sure it's the neck doing as much as we can. So once again, tuck the chin back, chin goes down, scrape the chin over, coming up and around, back and down, chin comes back to neutral. So for all these movements, you guys can set reps, like 3 in each direction, or you can set a time limit, and you guys want to look for like, maybe go for like 60 seconds for each one. The other thing is important is like don't go into closing angle pain. So if there's any pain with the movement, like try to avoid that and just to go where it's like you feel like it's stretched, but not necessarily like a closing angle pain. From there, I want to go to my scapula. So if we look here, I'm going to press back and down, go forward and down, forward and up and back, and make big circles the entire time. And then we're gonna go the other direction. The big thing here is I wanna make sure I'm not like leaning my ear in and like compensating this way. So I wanna make sure I'm able to make this entire circle here. From there, and then I'd switch to the other side. Then I'm gonna go to my elbows. So I wanna make sure we're setting everything back and down, pulling up, and we're rotating. Here, up, go this way. Directions each way, and I want to flip the direction. So here, this way. After my elbows, I want to go to my wrists. So you want to come in a little bit and watch this. So I'll make sure we're getting as big as circles as we possibly can with the wrist. So I'm going to lock everything down. I want to think about having my forearm flat here and not letting it rotate through the elbow, only what my wrist is. So I'm gonna go here, open, rotate, in this way, and make the biggest, most controlled circle we can here. Making sure that we're not coming to this way. And you also go with an open palm as well. Wherever you're feeling, you're gonna make the most gains, and what's the hardest one is the one you should probably do. Not anyone's wrong, whatever you feel is best for what you do. Okay, from there, we're gonna go to our thoracic spine. So I wanna hug myself tight here. Now it's real important that we're just getting movement through the spine and not getting any movement through the scapula or leaning into it. So I'm gonna hug myself tight. I'm gonna flex the front, rotate to the left. I'm gonna laterally dip. Now I want to go to extension, but I want to keep my belly button forward and get as much thoracic extension as I can, rotating up to the other side. I'm going to laterally dip then, and then I'm going to rotate a little bit more, and then flex back to the front. Then I'll reset and go again, flex to the front, rotate to the right, dip to the right, then up and around, making sure it's only through my thoracic spine. Then dip, rotate a little bit more. Here, and make again, it's not, we don't want to see any of like, if I'm rolling and then it's this, and not getting any movement through the T-spine, actually having some compensation patterns in there. Okay, from there, what we like you guys to do is kind of brace here, okay? So what I want is I want to be come up, I want to go to adduction. I'm going to come all the way up till I hit my hard wall. Okay, from here, I want to internally rotate the shoulder here, and I'm going to keep rotating down all the way till we go into extension, and my hand's going to be out this way. So now I'm still rotated, internally rotated. I'm going to come up, rotate back, and then back up this way. Now the things we need to be aware of is what's going on. I want to make sure my shoulder moves without my scapula moving. So if you come on in here, so what we want to make sure is when we come up, it's looking like this, right? But we don't want to have, when I get to this and we start to rotate, this happen. Okay, the other thing we want to see is this. So we start to come up and all of a sudden we start rotating with it. You want to make sure you're making the biggest circle that you can possibly make with only using the shoulder joint, not with any compensations with your neck or your scapula. So again, it's here, coming up, cut across that body for adduction. Up, okay, hit that hard wall, then you're gonna rotate. Keep cutting down and around. Palm will be out. Now rewind it, up, rotate. Keep rotating as we come up, keep that scapula set, make the biggest circle you can make for you. From there, I want to make sure I go down to and do my spine next, which will be more of like a traditional cat-cow. So we actually have another video that we break down this a little bit more, and that will be later on in the week or in the month. So I want you guys come in here, lock everything down. You're gonna go all the way here and then start by trying to segment each piece of your spine as it goes. So we're gonna start tucking that tail down, working through the lumbar, working up through the thoracic, then my cervical, and make the biggest arch I can, and then I'm gonna rewind it. So tailbone first, start pushing my belly button to the ground, and then let my head come all the way up, and back the other way. Through, and back. Good. And then from there, what I want to do is I want to go and get my hips. So there's a couple ways we can do this. I think it's really good when you start off that you kind of create a block for your hip so it can help you avoid a lot of the compensation patterns you might have. So when I come up, I want to find something I can block my hip off with. So if I'm going to go my left hip, I'm going to go here. So what I want to do first, I want to come up, bring it up slightly, then I want to kind of come to adduction, so bring it across the body. I'm going to stiff leg the other leg, so my glutes on, pulling up, all the way into flexion. Now I want to be able to abduct it, keep my knee high, and try to internally rotate that hip, and only the hip. Watch for compensations from your lower back and the other leg, all the way into extension. And then I can rewind it. So go to extension, hip abduction, bring it up as high as you can. This is not very good, so a lot of you guys might be going a lot further. I just want you guys to keep it tight and under tension. Here, start to scrape that heel all the way through, all the way up and around, back into flexion. So some things we're gonna start to see. This gets hard, so we're gonna start to see movement through the spine here. We wanna kind of avoid that, all right? So we're gonna keep everything tight, pulling up into flexion, abduction, pulling out. Keep that knee high, rolling that heel through, scraping around, coming in to extension, and rewinding. Here, abduction, keep that knee as high as we can, pulling up and through, and here. Okay, then I want to drop back down. We're gonna go over and handle our ankles. So I like to come here. I'm gonna take like a grip here, and I'll lock this down, because I don't want my knee to move. All I want is my ankle to move, okay? So I'm gonna go flexion, extension, and make the biggest, most controlled circles we can make. Now I'm locking all this down so it's not getting movement through my knee or my hip. I just want my ankle to do whatever my ankle can do. Oh, it's tight. And then go the other direction. But you also, it's not necessarily like you want a big circle, but what we're really trying to get is smooth. So as big as we can get with a smooth circle. From here, I want to go my knee. So if you guys look at my knee right here, we have this piece here. We can roll, right? And roll this way. So we want movement here. But we also want to make sure the knee moves when the hip is in flexion. So I like to go here. So my hip flexor is still on, so I can pull up and I'll assist here. So now I want to go here. And I'm going to extend, rotate back in, out, out. And the same thing, you can set like a rep scheme or just go for time. From there, I like to go down and do my toes. So spin it here, and I want to go big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. And we want to watch for compensation. So we don't want to see as this whole thing coming down. I want to try to keep it all locked down. So not like this, right? Be aware of that. You want to keep this guy kind of pushed down. So big toe up, and then I want to go little toes up. Little toes down, little toes up, right? And then I can bring them all up and go big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, then little toes down, little toes up, little toes down. And then we can even kind of create that wave where I'm trying to like piano key all the way out and down. Again, you got to do whatever best for you. This all needs a lot more work, but it helps a ton to do this every single day. Other things, so that's pretty much joint by joint. It went all the way down. Something else that's really awesome to remember about this is a great morning routine. It's also a great night routine, but once you guys get really good at this, you can actually use this as like an assessment tool. So that's my morning routine. I do it every day, every night. You guys should do it also. If you guys have any questions, let me know. There's also be a full video of me just rolling through it at the very end. So if you want to see kind of how the flow goes, check that out. Again, drop me any comments or questions, nick@crossfitinvictus.com, or drop them in the message below, and we'll get back to you. Thanks, guys. Hey, guys. Now I'm just going to run you guys through the whole routine without me talking, and you can see how it looks in real time. you.